in Texas would discover his backyard gate to be wide open. Curious, the man decided to check the cameras he had installed around his house, and this is what he found. A man in full clown costume, carrying a knife, casually walks around the house looking inside of the house and trying to unlock every door. This all would occur in 2016, during the killer clown craze that went on for a few months. Majority of those that took part in it were probably just having fun and trying to scare people. However, it can't be denied that some people took advantage of the situation and actually attempted some pretty terrible crimes while hiding behind a clown mask, with this case probably being one of those. It is obvious that the masked man is attempting to enter the home with a knife. The clown would ultimately give up and walk away, and despite a police report, that would be the end of it. The only thing the homeowner would ultimately have left is this disturbing video. A homeowner and her 2 kids went shopping together. Upon returning home, their security camera footage shows them walking inside and closing the door. Shortly after, a man appears on the camera from around their parked truck and his first action is an attempt to open the door.
Who are you talking to? Why? Why?
The man attempted to open the door a few times, but eventually walked away after knocking. Later, the family discovered that the man had been walking around their house on his phone for the next 5 minutes, as captured by a neighbor's camera. Upon further review of their own security footage, the family found that the man had been following them in his car from the store. The man parked his car a few houses down the street after the family arrived home, and he got out and started walking towards them. Fortunately, the family was able to get inside and lock the door before he reached them. The police were notified about the incident and they conducted a search of the area, but unfortunately, the man in the video was never found by the police. This doorbell footage was captured at 6:30 in the morning. A man can be seen trying to break into this house. He tried to unlock the front door but that didn't work, so he tried the back door. The homeowner would get motion-detected notifications on their phone. After checking the live footage, the homeowner would yell at the intruder to scare him off. The police came quickly and caught the intruder before he got away. In this video, a man is seen standing on his porch when suddenly a large black bear approaches the front entrance of the house. The man quickly pushes the bear away and blocks the entrance. He then retreats into the house with his dogs. After a few minutes, the bear walks away. Fortunately, no one was hurt during the incident. This doorbell footage was recorded in the early hours of July 26, 2019. Although it can't be seen in the video, the house next to the one with the camera had caught on fire. Due to the close distance between the houses, the camera owner's house was also at risk of catching on fire. The footage captures concerned neighbors attempting to warn the homeowners about the fire.
Hey guys, yeah, if their house is on fire.
I know, I'm knocking on the door. There's nobody answering.
Can I help you?
The house next door to you is on fire. Your house is almost on fire.
Okay, thank you.
The homeowners were alerted to the danger by the loud banging, and they quickly evacuated all the children from the house. They were taken to a neighbor's house across the street, far enough from the fire. Fortunately, aside from some damage to the trees and part of the garage, the house with the doorbell camera remained untouched. This video captures an unknown man approaching this house's front door. He immediately leans against the door and makes an attempt to open it. The doorbell camera alerts the homeowner that motion has been detected. To find out who it is, the homeowner gets up. The homeowner opens the door to see what the man wants before asking any questions. Then the man enters the house without any hesitation. The homeowner saw this as a red flag and immediately tells the man that he must leave. But the man would refuse to leave, so the homeowner had to push the man outside.
Hello. Hi. Okay, who are you? Everything that's not crazy. Good. You need to leave. Out there. Out there. What's the staircase? What? What's the stairs? Come on, where are you going? What's the stairs? Goodbye, you.
As the homeowner tries to close the door, the man punches the glass on the door. However, the homeowner was fortunately still able to close and lock in. Before the footage is over, the man keeps on standing in front of the door and tries to unlock it. It is unknown what this man's actual intentions were. This doorbell footage was captured in the middle of the day. A man in his 20s is seen going door to door and selling candy. The house owner with the camera would open the door for the man. She would then proceed to buy candy from the man, and shortly after, 3 more men appeared. They were armed and used the open door to rob the homeowner. The man selling the candies was involved in the setup. The intention was to gain the homeowner's trust so they could rob her by getting her to unlock the front door. Her stuff was stolen by the men, who then fled off. A doorbell camera at a nearby house captured the same man only moments before this footage was captured, appearing to be selling candy. Although being suspicious, the homeowner refused to open the door. The man is seen walking up to the house across the street to try again just after this encounter, but the owner did not open the door either. Police were never able to caught the men involved. This woman had returned from walking with her dog. She begins to remove the leash. As she glanced to her right, she swiftly picked up her dog and got inside. Subsequently, a man appears on the camera and approaches the front door, attempting to open it, but the woman had managed to lock it just in time. The man can be seen putting on gloves, and he was also carrying zip ties, according to the woman. After the man's unsuccessful attempt to open the front door, he continued to peer into the house and attempted to open the door handle several more times over the next few minutes. At one point, the woman's neighbor came outside. To this, the man would grab a nearby garden hose and pretend to do yard work. Once the neighbor had gone back inside, the man made his way around to the back of the house, in search of another way to get inside.
Camera recording.
After the man's failed attempt to enter through the back door, he tried to force it open. The homeowner would lock themselves in a room and contact the police. The time police took to arrive, the man had made several unsuccessful attempts to break in through the home's windows, even breaking off the screen to one of the back windows. By the time the police arrived, the intruder had already left. To identify the man, the homeowner posted the video footage to TikTok. It's unknown if the man was identified or not. This video was captured in the middle of the night. A homeowner would receive multiple notifications on their phone about motion being detected on their back door. The homeowner would start to watch the live footage. In the footage, no one can be seen. But after some time, a woman can be heard saying, "Let me in."
Let me in. Me.
At a point, the woman's shadow can also be seen in the footage. The homeowner says that they had no idea who this person was. They would not see that woman again after that night. It's unclear to this day who that was and what their intentions were. This video was posted on TikTok and it captured an incident where the uploader's family had recently moved into their grandparents' house, located in a remote area. One night, they received a notification from Doorbell camera about movement at the front door, which initially did not raise any suspicion, as they had outdoor cats that were active at night. However, the notification then revealed that someone was at the front door, causing concern. One of the family members grabbed a gun and opened the door, only to find a man with his hands raised, asking for help.
Help? Can I use a phone to call a cab?
He asked the family to provide him with a phone so he could call someone. The family gave him a cell phone, but his attempts to reach someone was unsuccessful. After a few minutes, the man started walking down the road and two of the family members decided to investigate where he was going by driving after him. They found him walking towards another house a short distance away, and decided to offer him a ride to town as they didn't want him near their house or other houses in the area. Throughout the ride, the man kept his hands up and appeared to be in need of help, but disturbingly, other people around the area reported that he had been seen asking for help from other houses a week prior to this. It's unclear whether his intentions were genuine or if he was attempting to gain entry into the houses of unsuspecting people. In this doorbell camera captured two suspicious men who pulled up in the homeowner's driveway and waited outside their front door. However, the man on the left quickly noticed the camera, and both suspects fled the scene. The two suspicious men returned to the homeowner's driveway only after a few minutes, seemingly determined to carry out a break-in. One of them attempted to forcefully enter the premises by kicking the door. However, the homeowner was prepared and spoke to them through the doorbell speaker, warning them that the police were on their way. As a result, the intruders fled the scene, and the homeowner was able to prevent the potential burglary. This video was posted to Reddit. It was recorded by a house's doorbell camera. The homeowner claims to have been alerted by his dog's barking and a motion detection notification on his phone. Upon checking the camera, he saw a man facing it directly and whispering to himself. The man starts knocking and ringing the doorbell before attempting to open the door and window, whispering to himself throughout the process. When the homeowner threatens to involve the police, the man becomes defensive and says he was simply searching for his dog, which he conveniently named Fido.
Okay, I was just looking for my dog, Fido. Whoa, you don't have to get all like that and stuff, honey. You know, because you're right.
This doorbell camera captured footage of two men in front of the house. One of them, armed with a gun, approached the front door and attempted to conceal his face before hiding to the side and waiting for someone to answer. Meanwhile, the other man stayed on the sidewalk, waiting for his friend to finish whatever he was doing. Fortunately, nobody answered the door. In this doorbell camera footage, a person can be seen crouched walking towards a house's front door through its doorbell camera. The person was wearing a hat, face mask, and sunglasses, which prevented any part of his face from being visible. After attempting to open the front door and failing, the person begins to fiddle with the doorbell. Upon realizing that it is a video doorbell, he probably tried to remove it. The incident occurred at 2 a.m. when the homeowner heard the doorbell and ring notification go off. He immediately checked his phone to see who was at the door, only to find a person wearing a hat, face mask, and sunglasses standing in front of the video doorbell. After failing to remove the doorbell camera, the man then held their hand in front of the camera after ringing the bell. The homeowner called 911 when the person walked past the doorbell to the side of the house. While on the phone, he heard the doorknob being tampered with and the person repeatedly saying hello in an unsettling tone. The 911 operator advised the homeowner not to open the door or acknowledge the person. The intruder eventually gave up after banging on the door for a few moments. Although the police arrived, they couldn't provide much assistance based on the video. Later that night, the homeowner received another notification of movement at his front door, and saw the same man with mask and glasses. The intruder's identity remains unknown. It's unknown whether the man was seen again after this. This video shows a man waiting at a house door, but it is uncertain if it's his residence. As he waits, a peculiar light transparent figure that looks like an animal approaches and floats towards the door. When the figure reaches and goes past the man, he turns around, potentially in response to a noise he may have heard. A man in Florida would get a notification on his phone while at work saying that his doorbell had been rung. This is what he saw when he looked at the live feed. Disturbingly, a man standing at the front door is holding what appears to be a handgun in full view of the camera and wearing a hat, sunglasses, and bandana. The man would be asked to leave a message for the homeowner by the doorbell's audio system, and when he does, he says he lost his dog and requests to search the owner's backyard for it.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Hey, just wondering if you guys saw a lost puppy. He's a pit bull. Blue nose. I believe he came in your yard, but I don't want to look without your permission.
Hey, you at the wrong house, dog.
Alright.
He immediately left after homeowner came to the speaker and confronted the man. The police claimed they had received other reports with the same description of the man and the exact same story, showing that this wasn't the only house he had done this to. He was probably trying to get the homeowners to open the door so he could threaten them with his gun and from there do who knows what. The man probably didn't realize that the doorbell camera could see his gun from where he was standing. That explains why he was carrying the gun open by his side. Due to everything he was wearing, covering his face, officers were unable to identify the man. Therefore, the man is yet to be caught. This doorbell footage captures a man wearing a dark hoodie, who can be seen ringing the doorbell at a house. The person who lives there was wearing headphones, so he did not hear the doorbell. So the man in the dark hoodie likely assumed no one was home. About 15 minutes later, he returned with a friend wearing a white hoodie. The man in the dark hoodie then attempts to break down the door, while his friend stood by. The owner of the house, who can now hear the loud noise of the men trying to break down the door. He yells out something that is not clearly audible, which scares the two men and causes them to leave.